window is totally different. This is public property. So if you want to take this to a lawyer, then by all means, I don't care. Go take it to a lawyer, okay? No crime has been committed. You guys need to get out of here. You can go in your car. You can go in your car. You can get your groceries, and we can stop this whole
I
thing.
need his phone number because I am going to talk to him.
I will give you my phone number.
There you go. If he wants to give you your phone number, then he can. If he doesn't, he doesn't.
And I really don't want to, but I'll give it to you for the sake of, look, we live in the same place. If we can't have good energy here, that's a bad thing.
I don't know you from Adam. You just got here from Massachusetts or wherever you're from, Maryland. I've lived here 15 years.
Okay.
You're a newbie here.
I moved here a few months ago.
I need your phone number.
Being a newbie has nothing to do with this. So you don't need to judge him about
I need a phone number so I can.
If he wants to give you your phone number, he can.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, then he doesn't.
What is it? So I can tomorrow.
1-800 up your butt.
I bet she called that number and the voicemail was very full. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. My name's Luke Radowski here of wearechange.org, and there's a lot of absolutely wild, crazy, and bewildering news to get into today, as, of course, the situation is very rife for a lot of shenanigans, especially when it comes to our domestic and foreign policy that we are going to be taking a very close look at by detailing and describing the latest events that are happening right now in our social and political discourse. Lots to talk about: immigration, entitlement, and, of course, a lot of bigger problems ahead for the Middle East. We're going to be talking about that, plus a lot more, all here on this independent media broadcast. If you like the shirt that I'm wearing, you can get it on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. And the clip that we played in the beginning of this broadcast is, of course, a very viral video from I don't know where. I don't know what was going on here. I don't know why the cops were called here, but this interaction between a surfer dude from Massachusetts or Maine and this Karen is absolutely hilarious. I originally seen it at Insane Realities on Twitter. I bet that's probably not the person who shot this original video. If you know who did, please let me know so we could attribute them correctly down in the description below. But this video, absolutely golden with its ending that was very just absolutely perfect. This, as there probably will be a lot of neighborly problems, as of course local populations are being imported in order to help the establishment regain power inside of Washington, D.C., as we face a major migrant crisis because major Democratic politicians have said that they are now sanctuary cities, that they will be welcoming people in open arms. And then when people started to come in, they said, ugh, yucky, get away from me, get out of here, shoo, or give me money if you want me to deal with these people, as the mayors of New York, Los Angeles, Denver, Chicago, and Houston are headed to Washington, D.C. to beg for money on their knees because of a problem that they themselves caused. Again, these politicians implemented policies that told people, come into the city, come into our state. Now they're complaining that they have a problem because too many people came into their cities, came into their state. This, as very interestingly, the mayor of New York City actually was supposed to attend this meeting. He skipped the meeting last minute, as these professional welfare queens are begging more of the taxpayer dime to pay for their mistakes, as now they are demanding federal funds and work permits for asylum workers that soon, of course, will be driving down the price of labor while increasing the cost of living. You know, just the Koch brothers plan that has been realized and is being implemented throughout the last few years, as, of course, crime keeps skyrocketing in these same democratically controlled areas where district attorneys there who are financed by billionaires look the other way, as they keep passing laws and laws that absolutely just a few people follow, as robbery, theft, burglary, motor vehicle theft are up a significant portion right now, especially in places like Chicago, where there's just absolute horror stories of innocent human beings being victimized routinely with no recourse or justice at all. As, of course, there's some really crazy, dangerous people out there, just like in New York City, where we recently got video of a neighborly dispute where a lunatic literally took out a firearm and took the lives of his neighbors. His life was taken today after, of course, having another fatal interaction with police officers, this time in New York City. As, of course, there's also the story of what happened in Maine recently, another major tragedy where we are finding out more and more. The local authorities there, the police officers, The people all around him, his friends, his family, including fellow Army reservists, were all ringing the alarm bells, notifying them that this guy was about to snap. He was about to hurt a bunch of people. And surprise, surprise, the state and the federal government failed once again at stopping what many people saw as an obvious case of a deranged lunatic who was out to hurt innocent human beings. All of this as the federal government is going to be pushing to approve more funding, more finance, and more open borders that will, of course, exacerbate the problem. As the President of the United States, who clearly is of sound mind, is, according to the corporate media, just had this to say after being questioned about his policies.
President Biden, how involved were you in your son's Chinese shakedown text message? Were you sitting there? Were you involved?
No, I wasn't, and I don't.
Were you?
No.
And if that old man screaming on the front lawn of the White House doesn't give you any kind of confidence in our current system, I don't know what does. As, of course, many people point out to the fact that we are probably dealing with a situation that is one of deliberate sabotage, specifically against the American middle blue-collar working class and its future, which doesn't look that promising. And that's one reason, out of many reasons, we have decided to partner with my friend's company, Local Silver Mint, an American-made company that provides you very interesting stores of value when it comes to small 1/10 ounce pieces of silver that are absolutely perfect for bartering, for trading. As, of course, some coins are just too big to buy items with, to trade with, to barter with, especially this 2020 silver one with the bat on it. And a lot of the times, if you have neighbors, if you have a local farm, what better way to buy eggs, milk, or whatever you might want to buy through, of course, these very easily denominable silver pieces that you could get at jmbullion.com. The link is down in the description below. You're not going to need to, of course, break off small pieces of silver from, of course, silver coins, as, of course, this just does the job for you at some of the best costs for small pieces of silver than anywhere else on the market. As, of course, Silver Dave, my friend behind this company, literally makes this silver in his backyard. I actually was seeing this entire operation myself. I saw it go from the ground up as Silver Dave was actually inspired to create this company after doing the apocalypse survival training with me, as he sees this as a perfect critical piece to your prepper kit. You want to learn more about Silver Dave? Check out our apocalypse survival training drill for members of LukeUnfiltered.com, and check out his YouTube channel, youtube.com/@localsilvermint. And you could actually see him in his store. You could see him create the silver. He actually teaches you how to do the silver. There's also a silver Sheila. Holy cow. Check him out and subscribe to his YouTube channel if you definitely want to geek out and nerd out on some precious metals and a classic late night TV show like commercials that are actually pretty funny. Check out that channel, and we thank him for working with us when it comes to, of course, helping him, and helping us at the same time. This, as domestically, things are a little bit tumultuous, to say the least, as, of course, U.S. Senator Ted Cruz is now demanding that Coca-Cola explain why it just scrubbed all support for Black Lives Matter on its website after, a local branch of the organization came out in support of Hamas. All of this as things internationally are just as tumultuous as, of course, domestically here inside of the United States, as now officially China and the United States will behold their first nuclear arms talk in years, as, of course, China has been modernizing its military and surging their warhead production, as the United States is literally saber-rattling about a new nuclear bomb that is, quote, 24 times more powerful than the bomb that they dropped on Hiroshima. This, as China is set to have 1,000 nuclear weapons themselves by the year 2030, As of course, a previous nuclear treaty between Russia and the United States recently expired, and the two countries definitely won't be coming together and signing any treaty anytime soon. As of course, Putin just revoked Russia's ratification of a nuclear test ban treaty. This as both Russia and China have been testing hypersonic missiles, as there's a potential that soon we might see Russia actually carry out live nuclear tests that, of course, everyone in the world would be paying close attention to. As, of course, a lot of these tests, a lot of these drills, a lot of these war games usually are cover for actual real actions that historically are used as a distraction behind other means and motives. As of course, Russia and China are geopolitically opposed against the United States, as today the Wall Street Journal is even reporting that a private Russian mercenary group soon might be sending air defense systems to Hezbollah in the south of Lebanon, where already there has been a big mobilization of troops in the region, as well as rocket fire that has already been exchanged between Hezbollah troops and, of course, Israeli soldiers, as a lot of people are pointing to the potential of a larger conflict unfolding right now in the Middle East, as the United States has been sending significant amount of resources into the region, as currently the Israeli invasion of Gaza continues, showing us the severity and complexities behind this entire invasion through satellite images, as Israel is announcing that it has, quote, broken through Hamas's front line, as they are allegedly using, quote, less than half of its capacity for war. Statements that are important here, as of course many people are looking at what Iran, Syria, Turkey, and Lebanon are doing in this entire matter, as Israeli airstrikes have also hit residential areas, including a refugee camp, which the IDF actually confirmed striking. This as there also are some very interesting images of Hamas targeting Israeli tanks, and even using the latest drone technology that we have been seeing used in Ukraine on Israeli forces that have been congregating together, as there is some speculation that this conflict isn't going as well for the Israelis, as of course there's speculation right now that this conflict isn't going as well for the Israelis as a lot of media outlets are reporting it to be. What's really the truth here, who knows, as of course this entire conflict is also happening as the political career of Benjamin Netanyahu is in question, as the Daily Mail is reporting today that Biden thinks that Netanyahu is finished and, quote, will be replaced as an Israeli prime minister in months after the first phase of this war is over. The Daily Mail is also reporting that the failures of Benjamin Netanyahu is something that he will have to answer to after this war, as of course it's important to note here that the political stability of Benjamin Netanyahu before this conflict was very unsecure, as there were major mass protests against him and his political class that has been changing the rule of law inside of Israel. There has been a lot of heavy criticism of him, and with this notion of him having to deal with this after this conflict, as he's the leader of this conflict, why wouldn't he just prolong it? Why wouldn't he just carry it out in a way that, of course, expands it at the same time to, of course, protect his seat in power? As, of course, throughout human history, a lot of politicians have done that. Is that exactly what's going to be happening here? Well, we have no proof of that, but I think it's a fair speculation to make in the face of all the escalations that have already been happening here that a lot of people say are absolutely needless. What do you think is happening here? Do you think Netanyahu is now more politically motivated to prolong this conflict? Will he? If you believe that, press 1 down in the comment section below. Press 2 if you disagree with that assessment and see things completely different. If you do, I would love to hear your point of view down in the comment section below as well. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys actively watching and sharing this video. I am going to have a, by the way, I am going to have a very special LukeUnfiltered.com video. That video will be available for people not today, but during this weekend, where I will film a very special video report just for members of LukeUnfiltered.com. And there should be a live show, I think maybe right after this one. Definitely one on Sunday where members of LukeUnfiltered.com get to call in and ask questions to the guests that we're going to be having here. Again, lots of incredible stuff, all on LukeUnfiltered.com. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys, and that's why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on WeAreChange.org.